everyone out there, I'm Tim Gilmore and this is Michael, and welcome to the 9th ParkLogic video.
Number 9, that's a lot.
That's a lot of videos we've done.
Yeah.
The title of this video is, it's not really, I guess, a structured discussion of the domain industry, but it's really rather tales from the ParkLogic staff.
Yeah, we thought we'd just give you a glimpse into some of the sort of things and that we experienced along the way in the domain industry, and just give you an idea of what it means to be on the other side of that phone call or that Skype call.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because sometimes, you know, people like yourselves, you email and you may not actually even meet the person you're dealing with and doing a whole lot of business with. So the nice thing is you can see us, we know what we look like, but, you know, we'd love to see you too.
Yeah, it's good. So, yeah, Michael, what is probably one of the most interesting experiences you've had dealing with customers or the ParkLogic portal or anything like that?
Yeah, look, once again, it's a great question. One of the things that I think the domain community needs to understand is that ParkLogic is 100% for the domainer. 100% for the domainer. We'll crawl across broken glass for the domainer. And as an example, we had a guy recently where he had his domains essentially hijacked. And someone went along and pumped a whole lot of traffic onto his domains, and the traffic was of questionable quality, and so we helped him out. So we said, hey, you've obviously been hacked or something like that. So we did whatever we could to help at his end, but then we worked away at is this traffic, is he going to get anything for this traffic? Yeah, and so we did a huge amount of work on that. And I guess the annoying thing of it all is that he was a domainer that didn't clearly understand that we're actually fighting for him. And so I remember I picked up the phone, and the guy says, I'm so-and-so, and I go, great. And within about 30 seconds he just started yelling at me. I'm going, well, hang on a second, we're your friend, we're the one trying to work out how we're going to get money to you and that sort of stuff. That's a bit disappointing, that one. But we've had some other great stories where we had a customer had a huge portfolio of domains. Their registrar was collapsing, and we went in there. We actually began editing Perl scripts and programming stuff and everything like that to be able to rescue this big portfolio of domains. And we spent, oh my gosh, I don't know, literally like months and months and months and months just trying to rescue the domains, literally one at a time and everything, and pull them to the platform. Now they've got a great solid portfolio in another registrar, and I must admit, I'm pretty proud of that. And the ParkLogic team sort of
big accomplishment.
Yeah, and it's funny, you go on a journey with clients in those times, and sometimes they sort of say, well, hang on, is this company on the other side of the world that's trying to pull the wool over my eyes and steal my domains and all that sort of stuff? And it's great in that process of keeping them up to date and everything, and they get to the end of it and they go, thank you.
Yeah, it turns out with some top blokes.
Yeah, and they say thank you, and that I must admit means a lot to us. And I went to when I was in the US, I flew the person's home and I met with them and that sort of stuff in their home city, and it was great just having a meal with them, and it did something really good. It's really a great feeling when we do a job for a customer and they say thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
So let me just say something to all the domainers out there. Ask yourself the question, when was the last time you said thank you to your account manager? Whether using ParkLogic or using someone else out there, when was the last time you said thank you? Like, the thing to understand is that these are the people that go into bat for you internally in the organization over and over and over again, and if there's any strife or anything like that with your domains or anything, they're the ones that are for you. Say thank you to them, and it goes a long way.
Yeah. Yeah,
because I must admit, it suddenly you look at your knees and think, I've been crawling over broken glass for this person, but they said thank you. My knees are fine now. It's great. I know you've had a few stories, like when you've tried to get in contact with people.
Yeah, well, my job is I try and get in contact with everyone who makes an application with ParkLogic. That's my job. And being in Australia, not only do we oftentimes have a very small window in which to work with many of our clients, there's also a few language barriers and stuff like that. Like when I'm calling up the US, I might get through a certain amount of people, and then sorry, it's too late. Everyone shuts off, and our day's just starting. But you've all gone, knocked off, gone home or whatever, and
yeah, I must admit, just on that, Tim. Let me just say that there's times I'm working like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. Why? It's because we may live in the most beautiful country in the world, in our opinion, anyway. But yeah, we also recognise the fact there's people on the other side of the world, and we're trying to work with them. So one of the great things about Skype and that sort of stuff is that we can connect with those people.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Look, can I just interrupt? The funniest thing I've ever seen was Tim trying to connect with some people in a country in somewhere, I think it was the Middle East or India, sort of region. Yeah. And then he gets put on hold, and all I heard was suddenly blasted to the office. And I got no idea what it was saying.
That was when I called up India, okay, and it was like this Hindi dubstep electronic trance.
It was like Bollywood coming to Australia.
And it was the weirdest music I've ever heard, ever. I'm not sure what sort of people listen to that, but they've got some unique music tastes. Whenever you call up, a lot of places in Asia, because oftentimes they don't speak English. You're met with this, language barrier right there. If you get through their voicemail, you have no idea what they're saying, and then you hear the beep at the end. It's like, okay, I've reached voicemail. There's been, I remember a very specific time when I called up Japan, and someone picked up on the other end, and it was very clear that they knew no English, I knew no Japanese, and it was very, very awkward for a while. And it was kind of funny because we both knew what we wanted to do, which was get out with talking to that person. Yeah. But we had no idea on how to do it because no one in the office spoke English or anything.
Yeah. So I must admit, we worked through a lot of those things. The funniest thing I've ever had in a conversation was when I was calling someone in Africa, and they were speaking French, and I know very broken French, and so I thought, brainwave. So I went to Google Translator. And I'm typing in Google Translator all these English words, press the button, and I spoke it out in this terrible sort of French accent. And in the end, both parties just burst out laughing. We started laughing. Then finally I got into an English-speaking person, and I'm talking to them, and in the background I hear this big banging sounds and everything. And I went, what's that? And they said, just gunfire. Gunfire. It's like, and so you end up having some really funny conversations with people, or Skype chats. I've had so many Skype chats. I think I've got about 5 or 6 other people in my Skype. And I have so many Skype chats. And the worst thing is when you think you're Skyping with someone else, someone here, and you've got so many Skype windows open, and you say something and it's to the wrong person, you think, what have I just done? Thank goodness for smiley faces. Yeah. That's all I can say. The smiley faces get us out of a lot of bother. But yeah, it's...
Oh, another thing which I just remembered is, I remember one night I was making calls to Europe, and this is very embarrassing, but what happened is that I was calling up, and people were hanging up nearly straight away, I was talking, and I just didn't understand what was going wrong. Was I saying something wrong? No. No, okay, what it turned out is that, okay, I did a mic test, and the microphone was, reporting sound and something, but for some reason it was, plugged into some sort of different thing, and you actually listened to it, and it sounded like it sounded like the mixture between, alien, Morse code, and a dial-up connection or something. I was I
remember that.
They think that an alien invasion has begun, and they've taken over the phone lines first.
So the sales efforts didn't go well that night.
No, it was only for half an hour or something. But before I realised, okay, it's obviously me.
I'll never forget when Tim came to me and said, "There's something going wrong here tonight. Yeah, I can't seem to talk to people. They keep on hanging up on me." And I go, "Well, let's just check your microphone out." Oh, they thought they were talking to an alien from Mars, but
yeah, it was like this. It wasn't even. It was really weird. It was like it's high pitched, like ticking and stuff. Yeah, it's very odd.
So lots of strange experiences and that sort of stuff. But I must admit, the thing I loved him is talking to someone on the other side of the world, and you get him to know them.
He turned out to be a pretty cool guy, or whatever.
Yeah, like we talked to a guy this morning, like from Canada, and
he was chill.
He had a whole pile of domains and everything like that, and he was so cool to talk to.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm just getting to know this person.
And he watches our videos too. So
he watches our videos!
So he's probably going, haha, that's me.
That's me, exactly.
But then there's a whole lot of people who are in Canada who's probably watching our videos and going, haha, that's me as well.
Exactly, we'll claim the war.
It's everyone.
But yeah, so it's lots of fun things we end up doing, and thank goodness for Skype, I must admit.
Yeah.
And using Skype all the time. But I think the thing to really understand is that the team at ParkLogic, they almost literally will crawl across broken glass for you.
Yeah, sometimes I've been in some sort of like trying to get in contact with people for months, and we just keep missing each other, and it's terrible. But if you get the account set up at the end of the day, it makes it all worth it sometimes. Yeah,
we've had people with domains that they brought them in, and they used to earn like $400 or $500 a day. Now they're earning like $50 a day, and they say, "Look, Michael, can you do anything?" And we all just slave over them. In fact, I speak to a guy recently, and he had a portfolio of domains, and I said, "Let's put you into a program," and they type that program exactly what's going to happen every single week. Set up a regular phone call each week with them and say, "This is what we're doing, here's the results," and that sort of stuff. Because let me tell you, if we don't perform, Tim, then I'll be the first person that says it to the domain owner. Take these domains away for whatever reason. They're doing better elsewhere, but keep these ones here because you're doing better. That's why I'm saying we're for the domain owner.
Yeah,
that
doesn't happen very often anyway.
Yeah. I think most companies, they say, "Give us all your domains. Give us all your domains. We know that we're not going to do very well with them all. Just give us all your domains." Our view is, no, we want to do what's best by the domain owner and do our best. But I hope you've enjoyed this video.
It's been
good. A few stories and that sort of stuff along the way.
Hopefully we'll get some more stories and we'll put them in later on when we're talking about more relevant things.
It's a bit more relaxed and more naturally Australian, I think.
Yeah.
So, next video is video number 10. You cannot miss that. I have no idea what it's going to be about.
It's going to be awesome.
But it's going to be awesome.
Okay, until then.
Make sure when you sign up to ParkLogic, it's parklogicvideos.com. Put that as your #1 domain, so that we know that you've been one of the viewers of this video.
Okay. Until then, Tim and Michael signing off.
See you later, you guys.
Bye.
You know what?
What?
That was...